Hey guys, so today's video is going to be another approved reboot, and this time it is on the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation. I also kind of do a comparison on one side of my face with this foundation versus the original formula, and then I also do a wear test, and I actually tested a second day just with this one because I felt like that first one was just a little bit of a fail, but it's okay. I think I fixed the problem. Before I get into this video, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified for future uploads. And yeah, if you want to see my thoughts on the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is the packaging of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. It is very similar, if I recall, to the original foundation packaging wise. I got the shade 150. This might be too light for me, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. By the way, you get 1.08 fluid ounces or 32 milliliters, and the packaging is completely different than the original. I'm gonna show the comparison right now, and I'm actually gonna do the comparison. I'm going to be wearing the hydrating foundation on this side and the normal foundation on this side. Hopefully the color difference isn't too bad because I do actually have to go out today to some meetings. Hopefully I can make this work and make it look okay. I like that they have different packaging because that way I can tell which one's which. Obviously, this is in the shade 150, this is in the shade 170. I probably should have gotten 170. I don't know why I didn't get 170, but whatever. The foundation is a hydrating longwear foundation that delivers comfortable medium to full coverage in a natural finish for normal to dry skin. This has long-lasting coverage and hydration in 50 shades, each delivered in a portable tube. Get a perfectly smooth, natural-looking finish that lets skin look like skin. Rihanna created this formula with grapeseed oil and sodium hyaluronate to make a foundation that normal and dry skin types will love. Awesome. I have combination skin. I'm kind of oily in my T-zone. Like, foundation definitely does not last on my nose like ever. Before I go ahead and try that, I'm gonna actually use the original primer. This is the Soft Matte Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. I like this primer a lot because it definitely blurs out the pores. It gives you like a nice smooth canvas to the face, and foundation looks really great over it. I just thought that I would use it. I do actually use this with other foundations, not necessarily this one because it makes it like extra matte and I'm pretty dry, but I do like the way this looks under other foundations, like hydrating ones. So I'm curious to see how these two go. I did not have any interest in the hydrating primer because even though my skin is super dry, I just generally don't like hydrating primers. I think that they don't do anything for my skin. They don't like close my pores. They don't make my skin look smooth. They just give a hydration level, which is fine, but then you can see my pores and I don't like that. So that's why I like smoothing primers a lot more, and this is what this primer reminds me of. So I'm gonna take the hydrating foundation first, and it's gonna be on this side of my face. I'm actually gonna try it out first with the Morphe Y6 foundation brush to see how it goes. Usually I like hydrating foundations with a brush a lot more than a sponge because it gives a better coverage and I don't have to use as much product. So I'm just shaking it up, and then it has like the same top as like other. I did swatch it, so that's why the cap is like a little dirty, just to make sure. Hopefully this shade works for me. I hope it's not too white. I'll be sad. So I'm just gonna put some directly on the brush. Actually, I thought it would be a lot more liquidy than it is. It is running down the brush a little bit, but it's not as liquidy as I thought it would be. I'm actually gonna pour some on the back of my hand too, just so I can really see the texture. It definitely reminds me of the ABH foundation, but it is a little bit more liquidy. It's actually dripping down my hand, whereas the ABH foundation did not. But anyway, I'm just gonna start applying. Oh, this is too white. It's a good thing I have a foundation darkener. Well, actually, it looks okay with the way my skin tone is now. I like it with the brush so far. I think it's giving a nice coverage. It's definitely covering my redness up quite a bit. That was one layer, and I really like how that looks. It feels like I didn't put on a whole lot of foundation, and it looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and take the sponge and just dunk over it and do my forehead with it. So this sponge is like an abnormal type of sponge because if I use a normal beauty blender, I can tell that this foundation like would get eaten up by the beauty blender, but this sponge does not allow that to happen like ever. It's the most full coverage sponge in existence. To be honest, I can't tell which one I like more. I actually think it's giving a better coverage with the sponge for some reason. I don't like how dirty this gets. I like barely used it and it's like seeping out. Let's see. You know what? I think I like it more with the brush actually. I'm going to take the other foundation on the other side. I'm going to shake it really well, and I'm going to use the same Juno & Co sponge. I always use this foundation with a sponge, not with a brush, because it's more matte, obviously. Yeah, this one's darker. Shoot. Only by a little bit. I think I can make it work together so that I don't look stupid going to my meetings today. This one gets a much fuller coverage right off the bat. I don't have to layer it as much. Can you see the color difference? I don't know. It's very slight, but yeah, this side definitely looks darker. Just by a little bit. I think it also has a different undertone. I think 170 has more of a pink undertone. That was back when I used to buy pink undertone foundations. I now buy neutral undertone foundations. They both smell the same, just so you guys know. So if you don't like the smell of the original Fenty foundation, you probably won't like the smell of this one either. It's kind of a strong smell. I personally really like it. I think it smells really good. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see each side. This is the hydrating side. As you can see, I have quite a few pores here, and I don't like the way it looks actually. Maybe I should have used it with the Tatcha Silk Canvas, which is my favorite, because right now this side looks better. I'm wondering if the primer goes better with the original Fenty foundation. I don't know. I kind of really like the way this side looks more than this side, and that's weird. I thought I would like the hydrating foundation a lot more. But I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'll let you know how the makeup applies over the hydrating side. But I am curious to see which one lasts longer, so that's why I wanted to do this first. We'll see. Okay, so makeup applied beautifully over both of them actually, but I still do see like a lot more pores on this side than this side, which is strange to me. I don't understand what's going on, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see a little bit better. So this was the hydrating side right here. I don't know if you guys can see the pores. I do not have a smoothing filter on my camera, nor do I use a smoothing filter when I edit. So hopefully you can see the pores that I'm talking about. Also, the concealer is not the most hydrating concealer ever, and I used to like the concealer, but it's really thick, and you have to put like a really little bit in order to like make it look good. So right now, like, I have a lot of texture under my eyes. The lines, the wrinkles are showing. The Fenty powder is my favorite powder of all time. It works on top of like every single concealer I own, so it's not the powder. I think it's the concealer that's making me look a little bit cakey. But anyway, this is the Pro Filter foundation, the original side. I think it just looks overall a lot better for some reason, but I do want to see how they both wear. So I'm gonna do a few check-ins. Right now it is 12:13. I have a meeting at 3:45, so I'll probably check in before and after. So I will see you guys in a bit. It has been a day. I have been so busy going to meetings and stuff today that I forgot to film the update. It is now 9:38. I'm about to take off my makeup to go to sleep, and honestly I am not liking how either side is looking right now, and I'm wondering if it's actually the primer that I thought I loved so much. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try this again tomorrow with the primer that I know I love, and I'm just gonna use the hydrating foundation just to give you guys a full-on review on whether I like that or not, because right now I'm really not liking either side, but most importantly I'm not liking this side. And then I might use a different concealer as well, because right here it looks, and this is a concealer that I know I haven't been a huge fan of, so like I've known I didn't like the way it looks, but definitely not the powder. The powder is like my favorite powder of all time. Like, it sets concealer really nicely. But this is how the hydrating side looks right now. Really disgusting right here. My pores are huge. But let's talk about this highlight. Like, this looks pretty good, right? This giant pimple is now ready to pop, I think. So that's fun. And this is the original foundation side, which I actually think looks better, but it still doesn't look 100%. Like, this is not what I want. Okay, so let's try this again. So it is now a couple of days later. I did a crazy Instagram look yesterday, so I think my lids are stained pink and my face is too. If you don't follow me on Instagram, by the way, here it is. Follow me because I do crazy creative looks there. But anyway, I'm going to use my two favorite primers. The first one is the J1 Red Jelly Pack. And then I'm going to be layering the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas over that, because this is the best primers out there. And let's see how the foundation performs over both of those. So what I'm going to do this time is take the foundation with a brush on this side of my face and the foundation with a sponge on this side, just to see how it applies in more detail. Alright, now I'm going to be going in with the sponge. This is the Juno & Co sponge, the same sponge I used last time. I don't know what it is about this sponge, but it is so good. It is the best sponge I've ever tried. I think it was the best application of any foundation ever. And it doesn't cake up or anything, and it doesn't eat up all the product either. It's amazing. Alright, after doing both sides of my face, I actually do think I prefer the brush, which is strange. I don't know why, but I only did one layer of each. I think that it gave better coverage on this side, and I'm gonna just add like one more pump, or maybe even half of a pump. I just feel like it gives pretty good coverage, but I have a lot of acne scarring on this side for some reason, and I want to cover it up. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more right here with the brush as well. Yeah, I definitely like the way the brush applies it a lot better. It doesn't leave streaks, it doesn't do anything like other foundations do. Alright, let's bring you closer. So this is how it looks right now. It's really, really glowy and dewy, and I love that about it. I'm all for the glow. It's weird that it's still giving me that same texture that I thought was the primer's fault, because I don't know. But it does look really nice and dewy, and it covered up everything pretty well. So obviously I got way carried away, and I did like this whole full Instagram glam look, so you can go check it out over on my Instagram. I totally did this impromptu. I started thinking, oh yeah, let me just add some orange eyeshadow, and then it turned into this. I don't even know what happened. I even added rhinestones. Like, what am I thinking? But I think everything looks great over top of the foundation. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a second. I still don't like the texture I'm getting on my cheeks. Like, it's definitely not as flawless looking as the ABH foundation, which is also luminous, and it's also like hydrating as this one's supposed to be. So I think of the two so far, I really do like the ABH one a lot more, but I mean, it's not bad, I guess. It is a lot more affordable, so yeah, this is how it looks. I don't know if you guys can see that texture here. I don't know. But yeah, it is 1:24. I'm pretty sure I started filming this video at 10. This got way carried away, but I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to film one more video, and then I'm going to just edit some videos, and I'll check back in a little bit later just to let you know how it's wearing throughout the day. I'm probably going to take off my eye makeup though, so I might look crazy up here, but we'll focus down here. And not the lips either, because I'm going to take off my lipstick in a little bit too. But yeah. Okay, so it is now 9:16, about 7 hours later. We're going to ignore my eyes because, oh my god, I have to take my eye makeup off. But I've just been chilling here. We ordered food for dinner. But I also like did some editing, and like I actually worked like right after I finished doing my makeup. And I just didn't want to take off my eye makeup to ruin like the foundation. But I think because I did such a heavy eye, it just doesn't look good over here. Like under my eyes looks horrible, but the foundation over here looks okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test out the foundation a few more times before I upload this video, and I'll just let you guys know my thoughts in the description of like how it looks with natural makeup, and perhaps I'll post it on Instagram as well so you guys can check it out there. But as of right now, I don't like how it's caking over here, but I think a lot of that has to do with how heavy my eye makeup is and it like falling. But I do like the way it looks on my forehead and like over here where it wasn't so heavy. So I think that this is gonna be approved for me. I still kind of don't like the way it looks in comparison to the ABH Luminous foundation. Like, they're both pretty hydrating foundations, and I think I like that one a lot more. So it doesn't look very good right here, so we're just gonna ignore this part. But over here, what do you guys think? I think it looks okay. Again, not like my absolute holy grail favorite or anything, so I feel like I might have failed and I need to give this a better chance. But for right now, I'm gonna say it's approved, and yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So but anyway, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you like the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, because I would love to know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.